So lately I've been really trying to tune into myself more and the things that I love, and I feel like I've been learning a lot more from my life. So I thought I would share the things that I find beautiful lately. When I was a kid, I used to love reading all the time, and I would go through books and series, and I feel like it hits so much more when it's like a physical book. I actually feel like I enjoy carrying a book around with me everywhere because now I pull out my book instead of pulling out my phone. Let's say like I'm on my way to work. I just have like a little bit of downtime and I'm out of the house. I just feel like I can pull out that book at any time and just feel like I want to immerse myself in it. And it's been a really nice feeling. So yeah, as someone who does not thrive in the winter, I've been really taking in all of the sun that I can get. And it's been really beautiful to kind of just take in as much vitamin D as I can, or even just feel more energized by the sun. I feel like whenever there is sun, I genuinely feel like so much better, and I feel like more productive, and I can actually do the things that I feel like doing, which is, I'm sure you can guess why we picked Australia for our visa. I've been feeling a lot more creative lately. I've been feeling really inspired to dive deeper into film and also just like anything that I love to do, really. And I've been having a lot of fun just implementing those things into my daily routine, like without expecting a final outcome. Yeah, just like allowing myself to be creative has kind of like changed my perspective on a lot of things, or even like creating a YouTube video. When I relieve myself of this anxiety that like I need to create a whole video at a time, instead I can just take little clips of things that inspire me, things that I find beautiful, things that I just kind of want to practice and see what I can create with like the little that I have with me right now. Obviously, like there's not really much that I can film at the moment because I am moving, and so my apartment is not super aesthetic, but I feel like just capturing little moments like the sunlight or the flowers or my cats. They're the cutest things in the world. And just kind of like falling in love with like little pieces of my life. That's what it looks like to me on these videos, and it's been really fun. I've been having a lot of fun with that. I just finished a book and I started a new one, but the last thing that I read that really stood out to me was that not everything that you do for yourself has to have value. And it's not that it was like explicitly written that way, but that's the way that I received it when I was reading it. It's like a fiction book, and it's called What You're Looking For Is in the Library. Beautiful book. I really resonated with that, mostly because I think for the last couple of years of my life, I've been trying to figure out like what self-love is for me, and like what that looks like in my daily routine. Like what are some things that I can implement that make me feel good about myself, and like add value to me and like are good for me. So like I would just immerse myself in like podcasts and reading books that are like more self-helpy, essentially only doing things because like they are supposed to be good for you. But I've actually been really loving just experiencing life in a way that actually if I want to do something, I can just do it because I feel like it's cool, or because I want to, or because it's interesting to me. Like if I want to read a book, it doesn't have to be a self-help book. It doesn't have to be a book about like psychology or like trying to unlearn like these traumas or these whatever the case, you know, like it can be something that I can just immerse myself in and read and enjoy and take lessons from, but it doesn't have to be like the sole purpose of why I'm doing this thing. And that has really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And even like with filming, I do it for myself, but I also do it like because it's a cool thing to learn. Like I don't know, cinema is really cool. Like I find that now when I'm watching something, I'm watching things so differently, and I'm learning as I'm watching from the video, not because it's like a tutorial or something like that, but it's also just more like I'm learning how this person takes these angles or these like cool shots that like I want to learn and I want to practice. And I've just been really loving doing things that I just feel like doing. As someone who lives in a studio apartment and has lived in one for the last year and is in a relationship, I will say that spending alone time can look different, but I feel like what I've been really loving lately is spending time alone without actually being alone and kind of doing your own thing while you're surrounded by other people. Obviously, you know, living in a studio apartment, it's not like we can go in a room and close the door and just have a little bit of privacy in doing whatever you want to do, unless I was gonna go into the bathroom. But I will not lock myself in the bathroom. So especially like as you're in a relationship, like you don't want to lose sight of who you are. You want to still do the things that you love and not necessarily feel pressure to like spend time with a person 24/7. And I've just been loving doing your own thing while like being in the company of someone that you love. Even like not just in my relationship, but also when I go back and I visit my family. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll just go and sit outside in the backyard, like spend some time with myself, like have my tea and whatever, and just kind of do what I want to do that morning instead of feeling like I constantly have to spend time with my family, because it can get draining. Like constantly surrounding yourself by people, as much as you love them, you still need time alone. We all need to have like some sense of solitude. Self-care has also been really important for me too, but I feel like lately especially I've just been really loving taking care of my hair. That's rude. I feel like putting that love into my hair that I never really learned how to do, or would just get frustrated when I would do my hair because I didn't know how to do it. And all these like little energies that can add up during, let's say, the morning when you're getting ready, or add up even like during the day, like if I wash my hair late at night or whatever. Also, it's like you get frustrated at things, and then that's just like unnecessary energy. So I've been really enjoying taking care of my hair, and a huge shout out to my girlfriend for helping me do that, because I didn't know that my curls could curl like that. And I also didn't know that by putting so much love into your hair, like it actually shows, and it makes a huge difference in like your day-to-day life, your routine. And when you put love into yourself, it shows. Since moving out, I've also never really had like a proper balance of like checking up on the people that I care about, especially back home. And I feel like lately I've been really loving just texting someone spontaneously, or trying to call them and just being like, hey, I was thinking about you, because it's so important to just be honest and say that like you were thinking about someone, because maybe they just needed to hear that. I feel like everybody loves to hear that at some point. Like I know my relationship with my family has been pretty on and off, and so it's been difficult to feel like I want to speak to them sometimes, but lately I've just been wanting to speak to them and be closer to them, especially because now that I know that I'm leaving to Australia and there is a 15-hour time difference between here and there, it's also going to be a lot more difficult for me to maintain these conversations. Just trying to keep that momentum for when I do travel and just show up for them, because I care about them and I want them to be in my life. And it might not be easy, but it's something that I still want to do. Obviously with moving, we've been having to make space for the new, and I've been loving that. Like it was so satisfying to just go through the closet and donate everything that we don't wear anymore, that just like doesn't fit anymore. It felt so good to know that I'm making space for something new in my life, and I feel like I want to bring that into my routine a little bit more, because I don't do that often. Not necessarily clearing out the closet, but when you clear out something because you want to make space for something new, you're putting that intention into what you're doing, and it feels a lot better. Obviously, moving is not necessarily fun, the act of it, but knowing that I'm starting a new chapter in my life, preparing myself for everything that's about to come, seeing like these things that you've owned that like hold a lot of memories, and reminding you of like where you were before and then where you're headed now. It's just like a really cool full circle moment. And so basically allowing yourself to receive new things in your life. If you want to go shopping but you have no space in your closet, then like it's not gonna fit. So I feel like the same kind of applies in life. Like if you want new things to happen, like you have to make space for them. And I've just been really enjoying that lately. I've also been really enjoying watching my girlfriend rediscover her love for dancing. And I just find it so beautiful, because it's kind of like me with reading, or you kind of like rediscover something that you used to love so much. It inspires me so much to watch her do something that she loves to do, and to even watch her just get better and better at it. Like it motivates me to keep going with like my passions and the things that I love to do. So yeah, shout out, baby. The last thing that I will say is definitely trying to do something that brings me discomfort lately. I've been really pushing myself out of my comfort zone lately. Even today, like my filming area is different because I decided to come to the common area. And so right now I'm kind of risking people watching me film, which is something that I'm still getting used to. It's a bit uncomfortable. Also, even filming in front of my girlfriend, sometimes I find that like I get a little bit shy, but it's kind of nice at the same time, because then as like I continue to do it, I'm learning to get more comfortable with it, and as she is learning to be okay with dancing in front of me, I am also learning to be okay with filming in front of her. And yeah, it's been really fun. It's been cool. It's definitely different. But yeah, just generally trying something that brings me discomfort, I've noticed has like had really positive effects on my life lately. I have been really wanting to learn Spanish, and I never really fully committed to it. Obviously, like, it's hard to learn a new language, but I feel like everybody always tells you like, oh, when you're old, like your brain is not like spongy enough to learn a language and absorb information. I don't think that that's actually how it works. I think you have to put in effort and you have to be consistent in something, and as you do that, of course your brain will learn. And yeah, it's actually been really fun to put in effort into something that I want to learn, like Spanish, because my girlfriend is Latina and I would love to speak Spanish with our kids. And our little nephew, he currently only speaks Spanish, so he has been making me practice a lot. And it's been fun. It's been very cute and very sweet, and her family also helps me practice too, which has been really nice. I think I talked about it previously in a video before, but I mentioned that sometimes like the idea of something will overwhelm me a lot more than actually doing it. And even the idea of filming and like learning more about cinematography and learning about like different camera settings and color grading and things like that, like had you spoken to me about this like half a year ago, I probably would have just been like, that sounds like a lot for me, and I'm not doing all that, like that's too much, and I don't even know how to do all that. But now that I'm actually doing it and actively pursuing these interests of mine, I find that everything is actually so within reach, and that like nothing actually is ever as impossible as it seems, which is really nice to feel, and to just kind of have this relief of whatever that you want to do, you are capable of that. So yeah, these are my 10 things that I find beautiful. I hope that you enjoyed the style of the video. I tried to switch things up a little bit. I've been really having a lot of fun playing around with different angles and playing around with my camera more, learning more about it, feeling inspired, getting creative, and just putting that energy into creating something. I'm excited for all the future videos that I'm gonna make. I know travel videos are gonna be really fun to make, and right now I feel like I'm just setting myself up to create some beautiful, amazing memories and be able to capture them in video the way that I would like to. I've already learned a lot and come pretty far compared to my first video, you could say. And I know that I'm just gonna continue to get better, and it's all very exciting for me. I'm really happy about it. It just feels really cool. It feels like I'm doing something that I genuinely have always wanted to do. And I hope to just continue to grow and to continue to get better. Hopefully inspire somebody else to do it too, or to do something that they love that they're a little bit uncomfortable with, or do something that they've always been interested in but have kind of been like on the fence. It is worth it, I promise. I still haven't really figured out an outro, but all I really ever want to say is thank you for watching, because it does mean a lot to me. And I will see you in the next one.